everybody, Alison, Indigo River, how you all doing? So here we are in February. So January was quite eventful, wasn't it really? Quite a lot of very subtle disclosures and revelations going on, and exposures of some deceits and lies and what have you. Quite an interesting month. So now we're in February, and today is, of course, the 2nd of February, the 2nd of the 2nd, 2022. Now, you all know the significance of these numbers. I've spoken about them before. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. But the thing is that today, with all the 2's, from today up until the 22nd of February, because again, the numbers 22, 2, 2, 2, 2, is a very powerful 21-day period where energies in general are going to be very strong, and they will intensify starting today right up until the 22nd, when the 22nd will be very intense in terms of energies. What does this mean? Well, it means basically that all human behaviours will be brought to the surface, exposed, if you like. These energies will bring up all aspects of the human experience, if you like, both positive and negative. And the positive can then be explored, worked on, enhanced, and used to, for creativity and manifestation for better things to come. And the negative can be healed, resolved, and dissipated as required. So an exciting period, quite a yo-yo period, I feel. And I understand that there are quite a lot of planetary, astrologically, a lot of planetary influences around over this period as well, which enhance the energies to quite an extremely. I'm not an expert on astrology, so I'm not going to go there. I'm just aware that that's around, so that will make an interesting developments in terms of high energies over this period. So a time to keep positive focus and to work on ourselves as individuals. As I say, it's bringing up this aspects of human behaviour. And that ties in with the whole awakening thing, because, people keep saying to me, why have people still got their heads in the sand? Why can't people see why are people not waking up? I thought, now, first of all, I'd just like to point out that in terms of awakening, and what that means, it's not about all of a sudden everybody's going to suddenly be awake and be aware of everything. That's not going to happen. And it's not about a saviour coming in and saving us all. It's not about this hero stepping forward and speaking the truth and revealing everything and saving the world. It's about us as individuals waking up on an individual basis to our own truth, one step at a time. Because, as I've said before, people don't know their own truth on the inside, then they can't waken up to the truth on the outside. And at this time, as I said last month, we're very much in the heart chakra. And just very quickly, I'll just explain very quickly about how that works in terms of 3D consciousness, 4D consciousness, and 5D consciousness, because you'll be familiar with the shift from 3D to 5D and the fact that the Earth as a planet, the Earth is a being of energy. She has her chakras too. She's rising and has risen to 5D. So what's going on is, we have the 7, we have the 3 lower chakras, which are very much 3D dense energy and very much associated with the negative energies of fear and anger, guilt and shame. And the colours, red, orange and yellow, of the 3 lower chakras, very much the colours associated with hell, fires of hell. So the density and negative emotions associated with the lower chakras is very much aligned with being in hell. You know, if you're stuck in those negative energies of fear, anger, guilt and shame and so on, and very much stuck in these lower chakras, then you're very much living a hell on earth, because that's a horrible place to be, attached to all those negative energies without any positivity. And the top three chakras are associated with 5D consciousness, you know, communication, intuition and insight, and connection to spirit, connection to divine, and all that there is. And that could be construed as heaven. However, between the 3D hell and the 5D heaven, you have the 4D, you have the heart chakra, the bridge. The 4D, the heart is the bridge, if you like, from hell to heaven, from the lower chakras to the higher chakras. That's just a very brief explanation of it, because the point I'm trying to make here is that what's been going on in the last few months is very much people working on the bridge, on the heart chakra. Most people are now in the sort of 4D heart chakra. Some much more aware than others. But the 4D level, the heart chakra, the bridge, getting across this bridge is one of the most difficult tasks that are set for us as humans, because the heart is just overwhelmingly complex. And it's a long and arduous journey to heal it, because of the conditioning that we are brought in, was given to us as we grow up. The conditioning that it's selfish to love yourself, for example. You know, no, we need to love ourselves. Self-love is vital, because if we don't love ourselves and accept ourselves as we are, then we can't possibly give love to other people. And the problem in society in general is that we associate self-love with the ego version of self-love. You know, there's an egotistic self-love where the person doesn't really love themselves in here, but they love themselves physically, or they try to, and they're constantly pruning themselves, and they've got to have the latest designer clothes, they've got to have the latest look, and they're too consumed with their outward physical appearance. That's vanity, that's ego, that's not loving the self. Self-love is about loving ourselves in here as we truly are, as human beings and as souls, on soul level. Loving ourselves and caring for ourselves and looking after and nurturing ourselves. And it's the best thing we can do ever. It's never selfish. Never, ever is it selfish. Because you cannot give to others what you do not have yourself. And that is so important. So yeah, a lot of hard work going on just now, a lot of people coming for healing, trying to get across this bridge. I could talk for hours on that, but I'm not gonna bore you with all that. Suffice to say, that's what's going on. And within that, the seeds of awakening, if you like, are about people, as I've said before, people becoming more aware of what they're putting into their bodies. As they begin to love ourselves, we become more aware of how precious our physical body is and what we're putting into it. And within that, this increased awareness in alternative therapies, herbal remedies, food, what's in our food, organic food, fresh food, things like that. For example, sorry, I've totally lost what I was going to say there. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. As I said previously, I've been in business since 2008, for example. And when I started in 2008, there was relatively few businesses offering alternative methods of healing. And people were much less aware of these concepts and still very much chained to pharmaceuticals. However, in the last couple of years, when all this has been going on, there's been a massive increase in awareness of alternative remedies, shall we say. And while pharma has its place, yes, more people are becoming aware of alternative remedies. And I said I felt that shares in these big companies would start to fall as a result, and that has happened in January. One major company, their shares have dropped. I won't name names, but that has happened, and it is happening. And it's not just about alternative healing modalities and remedies. It's also about the food that we consume. There's been a huge increase in awareness of the benefits of certain vitamins, for example, like D3, for example. There's been a huge awareness and increase in awareness of the benefits of different herbs, different tinctures, different supplements, juicing, all these things that are good for us, for keeping our bodies free of toxins and keeping our bodies healthy. So people becoming more aware of these things as well, and aware of their own truth. And that's the starting point. And even people in the narrative have got some insight into these things, you know, so all hope isn't lost. We're getting there, and we'll get there. And a lot of people growing their own vegetables and food and herbs and things as well. So all good. So yeah, intense energy is coming up the next 3 weeks. It's quite an exciting time. And there's that number again, 3 weeks, things coming in threes. 7 chakras, 3 times 7, 21. I could go on and on about numbers. However, I drew a card for February for the collective, and the card I drew was the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is very much about connection to nature. You know, I'm saying about people looking at alternative healing, looking at getting out in nature and growing their own produce and things like that. The Queen of Wands is very much about connecting to nature, and she's also very much about the heart, because the Queen of Wands is about following your passion. It's about tapping into your inner creativity. What stirs you? What rocks your boat? What stirs your passion? You know, getting your creative juices going. This is what the Queen of Wands is about. And the Queen of Wands very much uses nature in a creative sense. And the Queen of Wands is also very much about community, about soul tribe, if you like, about people connecting together as a community in nature. Growing, and there are a lot of people getting together and growing their own foods, and maybe some even going and living off grid and that kind of thing. And this is very much what the Queen of Wands is about. So I would say, as a whole, in general, a lot of people in the human collective getting back to nature, harnessing nature, reconnecting and getting that understanding of how important nature and the natural world is to us as beings of nature, of earth, to our growth, to our development, to our sustainability as a human race, and also our connection to source, because spirit energy is very much around in nature. It's a beautiful place to be, and it's very healing. And people are becoming more aware of that, how healing being out in nature can be. So that's it. So that's a wee snapshot of February. Positive month. A lot going on beneath the surface again, as per. And I said a couple of weeks ago I felt a big storm coming, and I feel that storm it is proceeding at the moment, and it is going to get stormy this month. But as I said, the energies are very strong on both sides, stormy and negative, and positive and uplifting. Strong energies, yin and yang on both sides, dark and light, with the dark being exposed and the light dissipating the dark. So quite a turbulent time as well, I feel. So, but subsiding after the 22nd. So we shall see. But getting out in nature, connecting to nature, connecting with like-minded people, very much in evidence, as is crossing this bridge, healing this heart centre, finding your truth and starting to love yourselves. Okay, so that's it. And I'll thank you all for listening and see you all again soon. Much love and blessings. Namaste.